Hello, this is Steve from Beaute's Leatherworks, and today's project is this cool-looking Orvis jacket. This jacket's maybe about 15 years old, I would say, and he's had plenty of wear on it. But he had an issue when he was wearing his electric vest. Yeah, the electric vest caught on fire, and well, there was a short in the electric vest, and the jacket was wearing on top of it. It caught on fire, literally burned his jacket. See, the pocket is all kind of crunched up. So what we're going to do, we're going to replace both of these pockets right here, the flaps. The exterior I might be able to salvage. I'm not sure. I'll have to see once I take it apart. This is lambskin, by the way. There goes the hangers. We've got some new lambskin for him now, but you gotta understand that one's new, one's old. So no matter if the leather is very similar, it's still going to vary a little bit. So what we're going to do is, once we cut out the pattern for the pockets, we're going to take some light sandpaper. We're going to sand that surface of the new leather, try to give it that broken in look. So hopefully it'll kind of blend in a little better once it gets done. All right, let's get started. Shirt was a gift from a friend of mine. Thank you, Mikey. All right. Time for the ripper. Let's start triggering some people really early in the video. I mean, I sharpen these disposable blades just to, not really to get like accurate cuts in leather when I'm doing projects, this is just for the cutting the threads, that's all. And it goes dull in a short time, and just touch up the corners, the edges again, and it's just a matter of, to cut some threads, that's all. He's got his change person there. I guess the money got still smoking. It was dust that looked like it was smoke. All right, so we got like what, $3 in tip. All right, we can go get some coffee. Coffee time. I'll give these back to the customer. I think you could take these to the bank and get three, get your monies back. Get your money back. Monies. What else he's got? Guess he doesn't want that. Damn. Nasty. Oh. At least he flosses his teeth. What else he got here? I don't think this is anything. It's paper. Well, he rolls his own, I can tell you that. What he rolls, I don't know. Can't smell it now because it's all smoky smell. My nose is pretty good about detecting what kind of smell it is. No, not from experience, just from experience smelling, not smoking. Man, this is a mess. Now we have a big hole behind the pocket, right? So we can cover that up and it won't be visible when the pocket is put on, because you're not going to be able to do anything with that hole, because the hole is part of the whole panel in the front. Now we can replace the whole panel, but I don't think it's a necessity. I don't think it's necessary, because since it's going to be covered up with a pocket, we can put some sort of a patch there. At least there won't be a hole, and then it'll be covered up. once it's done, you won't really tell that it was a hole there. The pocket will be covering it up. These are the two major components that we're going to replace: the pocket and the pocket flap. Save those for pattern making. We still got to remove all the damaged areas so we get a flat surface on it. All right, let's continue. All right, so we've got the damaged areas removed, okay? This part of the jacket we're gonna save because everything here is gonna be visible, so we wanna keep the same leather as what we had. Now the edge of the pocket here, the main pocket, we literally salvaged it to the edge of the stitch here. So we're gonna be careful there because you wanna be able to overlap two pieces so it'll be nice and strong. You can't really put them right edge to edge like that. No big deal, we'll figure something out. So at this stage we're going to cover this hole, we'll stitch it together, and then we'll go ahead and start making our pockets out of the new leather. All right, let's continue. This area right here where there wasn't much of an overlap, I put this piece of nylon here, kind of bridging those two together to reinforce that because we don't want the pocket to come loose after we've stitched it all together. And this area right here where he puts his hand in, well, the other way, you get the idea. You don't want it to be coming loose and being a problem after the job is finished. So far, we've got the new leather piece on there. Now remember, this isn't going to be visible, okay? This is going to be covered up with the pocket and the pocket flap. But you get the idea. See how it's coming back? I think once it gets done, it'll look real nice. All right, let's continue. So let's see what we got so far. It's beginning to look like somewhat of a decent jacket. Got our patch stitched in. Put a little bit of interfacing, which is like a thin fabric with the cement, a little glue on top, and then you iron it on. I didn't iron this one on, I just glued it on a little bit extra. Just extra glue, and then hammered it together. Hammer time. No, it wasn't hammer time, it was a little one. Mini hammer time. You know, a while back, somebody contacted me and wanted me to send them my hammers so you can properly fix them. I don't know what happened. We went back and forth with a couple of emails and I kind of lost track. So I didn't neglect you, dude, hammer dude. It just, you know, things happen and emails get lost and and I lost track of it. I appreciate the offer, I really do. At first I was kind of nervous about sending anything to him. I mean, I don't know the guy, right? Who knows? I just don't know him. I'm sure he's a decent guy and he does great work, but I just don't know him. But, you know, when I talked to him a couple of times, he seemed to be pretty legit, but I just lost track of it, that's all. So if he's watching, I'm not ignoring you, buddy. Just life kind of took over and got busy. All right, now we're going to start cutting pieces for the actual pockets. Once we cut those pieces, we're going to sand them a little bit to see if we can get this rough texture back, just so it'll blend in with the rest of the jacket. All right, let's continue. Whatever we do on the other side, on the right side, well, I should say the left side of the jacket, we're going to mimic it the same side, same on the right side, okay? So this is going to come off and we're going to replace that. His pocket lining is already dead anyway, so basically once we, I mean, I might be able to salvage. My train of thought is sometimes I get distracted by what I see. And when I'm talking about something, I think about something else at the same time. So I was just thinking of saving this material to make the pocket ends for the other side. So I got distracted. Anyway, the way that this is done is that the lining is stitched on first, and then the pocket has come on top, and then it's stitched together. So we're going to do the same way. Now, since this pocket is kind of in good shape as far as making a template out of it, we're going to do that, because the other one is just shredded. I mean, I can flatten that out, wet it, and straighten it up, but why waste my time? I can take this pocket and have this pocket to be as a template for both of them. So that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get the other side out. When you put tension on the two pieces like this, you pull them a little bit, the stitches are exposed. All you do is just cut one like that. You can pull it up maybe 3 more until you get that tension back, and then continue it. Once the stitches are exposed like that, all you do is just got to touch it. That's why when I sharpened my disposable blades, that's what it's for, is for cutting thread like that. And that's it. whatever I can find to make a circle, or the corners I should say, I do it. The can was a little bit too big, so I'm going to use this little bottle here. Beautiful. Let's continue. There's a reason why this brush is so small like that. I use it for my stitching and patching work, and you don't want too much glue on the bristle as you're applying that on there. One of the viewers sent me a brush, you know, the tip of that, we call that bristle, right? Somebody sent me a new piece. I appreciate it, dude. I got a couple of glue pots, and I've got a bunch of brush tips that I use, and thought I needed a new one. I appreciate it. I'm using it. It was kind of cool though. Somebody suggests that. Now we're just gonna hem the edges. Time. Alright, pocket flap has two pieces, front and back, and we're going to do, since we're going to do two pockets, it's going to be 4 pieces total. All right, let's continue. Not too bad. We'll break in a little bit more, sand a little more after it gets done. All the high spots. All right, let's continue. All right, now in the pocket we have a snap, right? We have to put this now before everything is enclosed in, because from the exterior, you don't see the snap, just from the lining part, okay? Now the snap comes in 4 pieces. This is the barrel, okay? This comes in a couple of lengths, 3 sizes, depending on how thick your material is. Ours isn't too thick, so we're going to use the short one. Would you believe I forgot the name of the socket? I can't believe it. This is the socket that goes on top like that, just like this. This is the anvil that the barrel goes on top of, so it gives it a nice curved surface. It's not flat after it gets hammered on, okay? This is the tool that we use. Now I know that most leather crafters say that never hit metal to metal, but I don't listen. So they'll make fun of me because I'm using metal to metal. I have my mallet somewhere around here. I don't know where it is. By the time I find it, I'll be done with this project. All right, let's continue. All right, so we got these 2 pieces stitched together. Okay. We covered the back of the button there so it doesn't rub against the leather down the road. Once we stitch it, we turn it inside out. That's what it looks like. Pocket flap. Now we're going to put a top stitch on here to make it look like something like that. All right, let's continue. The foot scratched the leather right there. Where are you? Right there. Luckily we're going to be sanding that surface, so I'll blend that in a little bit. It won't be too obvious. Alright, let's continue. Alright, so these are the other parts of the snap. This is called the eyelet. This is called the stud. Snap has 2 top and 2 bottoms. And the eyelet comes in several lengths also, depending on how thick your material is. You put that on top. And we use the same tool. She is set. She's supposed to be set. Oh my God. What the heck, man? All right. I'll loop that up a little bit. Maybe I'll hammer that down to give it, basically this part right here is inserted into that part. If that piece in the middle is too high, it hits that and doesn't want to go down. So I'll adjust it, no problem. All right, let's continue. Okay, so one side is done, okay? The other side, we've got this pocket done here, so right there. That's from the old pocket piece. That's a new piece. Now we are going to stitch the lining here first, which is the pocket lining like that. And then we're going to stitch this on top, over top. And then we're going to put the pocket flap. And then we can reassemble on the inside. All right, let's continue. Coming out. Done. Now we do the pocket flap. Now we put that stitch there first. We fold this over and we put a top stitch on there. Put the other half of the snap. We should be ready to go. This is the inside lining, okay? This is the chest pocket. The only thing we're going to salvage is the leather piece there. We're going to put a new pocket. I'm going to put this piece as the lining. So we'll go ahead and take this apart and we'll salvage that piece of leather. cut a V at the end, okay? You fold it over and glue it. Or you hammer it, I should say, it's already glued. You fold the other end over. And you have an opening for the pocket. Off. It's just hanging around, getting caught on everything. Other piece goes on the bottom. And where's the other piece? Uh-oh. There it is. Not off the jacket yet. There she goes, just like that. All right, we got our inside lining piece. Pockets there. That stitch here, this end stitch will stitch together with that and close that pocket off. We're almost there. We just gotta assemble everything now. Let me show you guys something. You know, the pocket linings, right? They're secured in there to somewhere on the jacket, because what happens is when you stick your hand in and you're pulling something out, sometimes the pocket comes out with it. So the manufacturer does, it's got a little tab right here that gets stitched at the end of the pocket just like that. So the chance of the lining coming out with your hand, it's not going to happen anymore. So that's kind of small detail, but important detail. All right, let's continue. All right, so we've got the two pockets on. Now, I know that doesn't match, but it's the best we could do right now. Since we weren't going to replace the entire lining, I had to put something on there that would kind of make it work. Now, the only thing that's left here is we're going to stitch the bottom elastic in. Okay? Now that needs to be, the jacket needs to be turned inside out in order to do that. So how do we do that? We open it from the zipper end right here. Simply turn the jacket, we pull it inside out. We stitch the bottom seam, and then we close this off right here. So we're getting there slowly but surely. Let's continue. Got the lining, the elastic, and the leather shell, outer shell, all stitched together on the bottom seam right there, all the way across. And then we'll pull the jacket right side out and then stitch the zipper, and we are done. We'll touch up sand the surfaces a little bit, touch up here, touch up there. I know it's hard to tell, but it's all stitched. So the last seam is this right here. Okay, we're going to glue this together just so we can have the front stitch try to match up with the back stitch, because in the back you can't see where you're stitching. So we try to line everything up and then run that one stitch, and we'll be done with all the stitching. All right, let's continue. Some people use a double-sided tape. I use that too sometimes, but I ran out of it and I never ordered it. So as long as you've got something holding the material, the zipper, together with the jacket, you're good to go. Yeah, one's a little easier than the other one, but I really don't mind. This is a fast drying glue, so. Now, one more thing that I do. Let me show you guys. So before I put these two zippers, before I put this together, okay, I put a little bit of glue right on the inside, about an inch inside of the jacket, okay? And then I go ahead and line up the zipper, I'm sorry, line up the two leather pieces. Here, it'll be better like this, okay? And then press it down where I glued it, about an inch away. What I'm doing is I'm lining up the two leather pieces. So now they're lined up. I put the zipper in and everything will be lined up perfectly. Does that make sense, guys? So the body of the jacket, I glue it together first, about an inch inside of the zipper. So you're gluing the two together and you're kind of lining these two up together like that. And then the end is not glued, so you open that up with the zipper in. It's not going to move from where it's been glued on the inside. So the back piece will line up. Most always, but you never know. Because I'm filming now, or taping, whatever you want to call it. What do you call it? Videoing? Videoing? Make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Alright, ready to be stitched. Let's continue. Yep, sometimes you gotta adjust. Not too bad. Oh, right there, you see that fell off the edge? to fix that. All right, let's go. All right, welcome back. We're done with another project. I mean, you still can tell that it's new leather, but I mean, there's only so much I can do with that. I scratched it up a little bit and faded it, and at least both pockets are basically the same. Inside lining got changed. Inside pocket. Top flap. I think that was about it. Oh, the interior. Got a big hole on the lining there. Still kept up the same pocket. Now the lining's pretty old, right? You know, it's something that we wanted to focus the work on the necessity, right? So even though the lining's worn out, it can still be used, and down the road, a couple of years of wear or whatever, you can always bring it back. I can reline the whole jacket for him. So just trying to keep the cost as minimal as possible. So we decided to do what's necessity, which are the burnt areas, and have both pockets match. All right. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And we do take in mail orders. Some people are asking if we do mail orders. Yeah, at today's rate, 50% of my jobs are mail orders, if not more. If you guys have any questions, email me, betos@yahoo.com. And for all those who have bags with me, please be a little patient. I'm getting to it one at a time. I'm way backlogged on the bags. So I'm doing the best I can. I can try to catch up with everything. All right, thanks again for joining me. Click like, share, thumbs up, subscribe. I guess that's it. We'll see you guys again on the next project. Take care.